Hello to the two fans and welcome back. This is Chicago Ted coming to you with our final game of the night. It is, of course, game number 2 between Luccini and Monster PC. I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long, so I'll bring you right into the draft, but a lot is on this game number 2. I think Monster, they really want to tie up this series against Luccini, the team that tied it against Elite Wolves. That'd be great for their morale and, of course, great for their standings in the group. I am not alone on this endeavor, though. I am being joined by Snugs. How you doing, man?
I'm good, but now that you mentioned it's the last game, it makes me incredibly sad. I guess all good things do have to come to an end eventually, huh? At
Yep.
least for one day.
Well, it is only this one little bit of time, because we come back tomorrow, I think it is, where Annie, Android, will be doing the majority of the casting for tomorrow, so it's not like you're going to go too long without some good Sudamerican Dota. But, of course, yes, this is the end for tonight. So we'll see if the teams can make it interesting, as we've got Death probably being banned out first. Tusk taken away by Monster PC.
Wondering if we'll see more targeted bans for Monster C here. I mean, I understand you can't ban everything, but there's been... I mean, it's... That last game, it's hard to really detail what went wrong, but it just felt like they had such a good grasp early. There was a lot of overextension and a lot of punishing going both ways, but then all of a sudden it just started to fall apart. I don't know. I'm really excited to see what they draft in game 2, though.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, this could be completely different. We see Luccini. I mean, they'll ban out the Oracle here, which was a pretty major player in the last game. So I imagine maybe there was a lot riding on that. But do you think Luccini, we're going to see the same sort of, try to choke him out style, where they go for the Spectre first or Spectre early on and then draft around that? Or do you think we're going to see something a little more? Because you mentioned in the beginning of game number 1 how this team is incredibly versatile.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hate to use the cliche, but if it ain't, don't fix it. I mean, their strategy that, I mean, they have early aggression pretty much locked down, and they always have some sort of caveat too. Like, if this doesn't work, then we have this to back us up, you know? So, it worked very well versus E-Wolves. Unfortunately, they lost the first game, but they're able to turn around in game 2, and we saw them in full force in game 1. So I expect more of the same, and I think the Earth Spirit's going to be a great way to kick that off as well.
Right, Earth Spirit tends to be one of those really good, well-rounded heroes that'll offer them a lot of potential to gank and get kills. But one thing that's interesting to note, isn't this exactly what they did, like in the last series, how they went for a very Spectre-intensive draft, and then in game number 2 they went straight for the Earth Spirit pick? Might be thinking about the wrong team
Yeah,
here.
I think you might be.
I know an Earth Spirit
But
was picked up at the beginning of the second game. That much I know. No, first
yeah,
game.
well,
Huh. Maybe I'm wrong.
regardless, though, I mean, the hero is just so very versatile, so strong,
Yeah.
especially early on, and yeah, and as soon as he hit level 5, or level 6, he got magnetized, and they were able to turn team fights almost, on the dime. So very strong hero. And if not for the silence and just for the positioning, he's able to afford the team as well. So
And
maybe a
Enchantress
core
we picked up.
enchantress.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this one have some impact, and the other game we saw, but it really wasn't that massive. I mean, Enchantress, she finds her niche when she can kind of sit back in a team fight with full mana, full HP, and just drop down the impetus throughout the entire time. I mean, she is a really good early ganker, but after that point, her participation is only just hitting those right clicks throughout the fight. So I was kind of worried in that game, and I'm kind of worried now whether or not they'll be able to make effective use of her. But if they can gank out very early, I mean, the Vengeful Spirit also can snowball pretty effectively with some early game ganks. Maybe grab a couple of really early game oriented cores, and you can definitely grab a whole lot of momentum early and push down the game quickly.
The only difference is that it was a support enchantress, so she had a little bit more difficulty online. She stayed in the jungle for the most part, coming down to gank, sending creeps in the mid lane, so it was a little more difficult to get core items. But I mean, maybe that may be the case. I think if you really want the value out of the enchantress, I think putting her as a core is probably the way to go. Because like you said, I mean, the impact, the impetus is only so valuable. If she's getting focused on, she needs to be able to sit back and be able to cast freely. So yeah, she's very tanky and untouchable, and her heal will help solidify that. But at the same time, it's still can be burst down quite easily.
And they'll follow up now with a Witch Doctor. I really like this against the Enchantress pick now. I mean, this is a hero that if there are creeps close by or multiple heroes or heroes and creeps, then that Paralyzing Cask is an incredible lockdown tool throughout the game. So, I mean, Enchantress and Venge. Venge maybe not so much worried about it, but anytime the Enchantress is close by, you've got to be very wary of those cask bounces being against you in favor and getting pretty unlucky with them, as a Witch Doctor can also follow up with a Death Ward, which doesn't discriminate against an Enchantress as untouchable. It will just hit her all the same and hurt like a truck, too.
Yeah, I was about to say you said it in that last game with the Death Ward versus Enchantress. It does not care about untouchable. Does not discern against that. So yeah, that's going to be a very, very crucial weapon use against her. So regardless of whether it's core or support, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
I like the bans though, because Luccini doesn't want to see anything kind of. I mean, the Juggernaut we haven't seen at all today, but still a very, very powerful meta hero. And the Broodmother, you never want to go against that, especially if your first couple picks are lacking wave clear. So very good
Now,
bans.
well, there's the
Also take the
Spectre.
Spectre for themselves. There you go.
I can kind of, I like this. I mean, you get wrecked by the Spectre in the first game, you just grab it for the second one, right? Uh, a couple of issues I have with the Spectre in totality is that, yeah, you gotta just be really aggressive in that early, and Witch Doctor can dissuade that very often. But as we saw in the last game, there is that downside where Witch Doctor can also get blown up by the Spectre very quickly if the Witch Doctor doesn't get very far ahead in the early game. So, as far as the Enchantress ganking into the Spectre Reality Haunts go, I think that could provide for them a really good layout for a strong early game draft, but if that doesn't work out for them, this could be very trouble for them.
Yeah, I agree. I think Spectre Enchantress combo is going to be very good, but I mean that's pretty idealistically we're speaking. I mean that's one scenario of many that happened, and we still have 5 picks on the boards to be unveiled. So you never know. But yeah, I think in theory that's a pretty damn good combination. But I think Luccini have a pretty good idea of what to do here.
Yep, and they'll grab themselves the bat, you know. I like this. It could be run as the mid or the offlaner. Both work out effectively, but in the end, the result is the same. You've got a guy who can dive down at any given point in time onto your mid lane or onto your off lane, get a couple of kills for nothing, and then walk away scot-free. I mean, he can be incredibly aggressive when he needs to, and working with an Earth Spirit and a Witch Doctor who can lock someone down for enough time for Batrider to get in position, get that lasso off. I mean, that can make all the difference in the world. Monster PC though, they'll grab themselves a Spirit Breaker. They already have the Vengeful Spirit. They both go pretty well against that Batrider pickup. Whenever you've got someone lassoed, you swap out the target, or you just Nether Strike the Batrider to prevent him from getting too far away with your target. But the Slark coming out is definitely a decent hero to have. If he can get some early game momentum, really the Slark doesn't care too much about the Spectre. You go in on him, you deal a whole lot of damage out of your Shadow Blade, and then he's got two options. He either stays there and fights, which in the early game he can't do, or he haunts out and potentially gives a kill to someone else. I mean, it's really a catch-22 when you're against the Slark, and the Spectre tends to be alone 100% of the time, which is something that Slark really, really likes to play up against. When you've got a Slark against heroes like Ancient Apparition, Nature's Prophet, Spectre, all heroes that like to be alone, Slark can end up demolishing them.
Yeah, and actually I like the Bat Rider actually. He's kind of a underappreciated hero I think in this meta. He's slowly coming back. But the best thing is he really only needs like all items. You get the blink, you get the force staff, and you're pretty much good to go. BKB eventually, but I mean that doesn't really do anything for the swap or anything from Spirit Breaker's kit. But at the same time, I think he'll come online very quickly. And he's gonna be able to make a lot of key pickoffs, especially with the Slark too. You get the lasso, and you can pounce right on him, leash him to the team fight, and prevent him from leaving. So decent synergy between the heroes so far. But I'm assuming that that will be off lane, but that might be in vain. I don't know. It's still, it's another flex draft. I think that's something we've definitely seen a lot of. A lot of the drafts, they've
10 seconds to
kind of
go.
concealing their hands, not really giving way either to the other team to kind of show what they're going to be doing, at least early on. So definitely play that to their advantage.
Well, with the Earthshaker being the final ban out now for Monster PC, we'll come out into the last couple of picks for both teams. Of course, we're thinking, or at least the Monster PC are thinking support for Luccini. I could definitely back that one up, thinking like they could do that if they're not going to run in the support Earth Spirit, who tends to be, if he is run as a support, more of a roamer ganker. But we've seen Earth Spirits, I mean, as a support, they tend to starve until they're level 6, but once they get it, things start going in the completely opposite direction. Meanwhile, Monster PC, we might be looking for them to grab their mid. What they end up deciding to go for, that one's a little bit more up in the air, but it looks like they are going to go ahead, take a page out of Luccini's book and grab the Zeus, but Luccini don't waste any time. They grab the Templar Assassin, a hero that, well, when you talk about heroes that can exploit Zeus's weaknesses to a T, Templar Assassin's one of them.
They have so much physical damage here coming out from Luccini. I mean, the Slark obviously took a little longer to come online, but the TA just offers immediate punch, especially getting an early death. So you'll get a nice couple stacks on the Ancients. Yikes! It's gonna be difficult. Although the Zeus can help come back quite a bit. It won't be an easy lane for the TA though with the Arc Lightning spam, but we shall see, my friend. And the Spirit Breaker and Venge are very good roaming duos, so TA is gonna have to play very passively, at least early on.
10 seconds to go.
I don't know about that. I think she can actually play a lot more aggressive. I mean, the one issue I think she really faces is the fact that Spirit Breaker can come in, but still, she's got plenty of defensive maneuvers, unless Monster PC buys some really early Sentries and Dust, which might actually be really smart for them. Then it might not be too big of an issue. I mean, of course, okay, Inside can reveal some invis, so you might be right. Probably has to play very far, a lot further back. Now, the more that I think about it, like, we've got a lot more than I initially intended to deal with. Yeah. But honestly, I mean, still in a 1v1 situation, if the TA can smell that there's no one able to come in close and help out, then she can definitely go forward and get a couple of kills, or at least just the one on inside. But if you've got a whole lot of babysitting going on between the Spirit Breaker and the Enchantress, then things are a little bit different. So I can follow your logic there. Coming into this game, though, guys, just a short reminder that this is the second game of a best of 2, or at least a 2-game series. I'm being joined, I being Chicago Ted, being joined by Snugs and Latrodectus on stats. So thank you to you both for joining me for this game, and I hope all the viewers out there enjoy as we come straight on into this one. Some interesting lineups, a lot of aggression, a lot of early game rotation potential. I'm looking forward to us seeing some really good Dota.
Well, Tom Crowley, who played the roaming Bane last game, is going to be the offlane Enchantress, who has a region you can really ever ask for: 8 tangos, Fairy Fire, and hoping to get this ward up. But I think after seeing what happened last time, Sword's already in position to scout this one out.
Yeah, we'll have to see if it is actually able to. I mean, Crowley, he's waiting for it. Sword will come through, though. I'm not sure Crowley...
3 stacks already.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to stay in this one too quickly. He pops out the enchant. Well, yeah, that felt a lot like a taunt there. Oh, like, come and get me. The Sword did not waste any time for that one. That was a little, maybe a little bit of a misplay. But, in any effect...
Yeah, well, and the leveling of the enchant happened, I think, after the bat was scouted. So, I mean, that's maybe just this minor misplay.
I mean, he could have slowed him and maybe gotten himself away, but whatever was going through his head, I'm not totally sure. Matthew will come forward onto inside, who pauses the game. So, yeah, this team might have...
This isn't like carryover, is it?
What was that?
This isn't like a carryover from last game, is it?
Like, tilt?
Do you think they're tilting from last game still?
I don't know. I've yet to determine. I mean, I'm guessing this pause is related to their pause at the start of the game, so maybe they're still having some
They
internet
did have
issues.
leg issues. I remember a couple times they mentioned leg issues, but we're on USC, so everyone's on familiar territory here, so it shouldn't be.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I'm having lag issues right now apparently as well, so no one's safe, I guess.
think they're pinging out this breaker. He doesn't quite have mana for another charge, but
Oh yeah, looks like
I don't know,
my
you think
lag issues
Matthew's
are
in too deep?
resolved. Maybe, maybe. Nice.
You're cutting out a little bit on the mic.
Oh, that's not good. All right. Well, hopefully everything gets resolved and we're all a big happy family in a short amount of time. But we've got G's flying. Not quite end of the game G's just yet. Those happen later. So let's see how this works out, how this plays out. We've seen a little bit of aggression, only 1 kill so far, and 15 seconds into the game. This is looking pretty action-packed so far.
Yeah, both of these teams are run at you lineups, so we'll definitely see a lot of. So get your camera hand ready. Be moving.
Yep, there's going to be a ball in through, but it is a charge coming out onto Matthew. Inside, I mean, I thought we had a no all chat call, dude. You might not want to violate that. As Miracle doesn't take all that much damage from fire, but it really... Wait, fire's their mid... Wait, what? Fire's their support. What's...
Yeah, they switched. Yeah, they switched. Both teams switched roles.
Oh, that's interesting. So, Sword's still off lane. I guess I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, but... Oh, well. Fire having a little bit of fun on his mid-roll. This is not too bad, I guess. I mean, he definitely plays a solid support. His Oracle play was fantastic. We'll see what he can do with this TA.
Yeah, I can't. His name's escaping me now, but that player's missing, and Matthew's standing in as Earth Spirit this game. So
Gotcha.
lost a player. So
is it yourself or? Oh wait, no, this is Luccini we're talking about. Okay.
Luccini, correct? Yeah, the mid player from before is out, so they swapped.
Cristiano.
More versatility. No, that was MPG.
Ah.
It was. Remember? Gosh, you kept in a rhyme with his name. I can't remember now.
Oh, it's like Morikati or Morishati or something like that.
There we go. That's it. And he got a Scotty. There we go.
Yeah, Scotty from Asiati.
There we go. See, together we got it. Actually.
Yep. Yourself.
Is
Speaking
really
of. Yep. Oh, come on. We have another pause coming out here, but yourself. Speaking of him, he might be in a little bit of trouble now. I think he's gonna live here. I'm almost certain he lives here, and I'm pretty sure Codigo's in a really bad spot, not having a leap for 7 seconds. So if he turns and runs now, he could be in a safe spot. Instead, he's doing a lot of intelligence. Yourself comes right back, and actually he uses a Fairy Fire. He stays alive, and now he's going to be able to leap away. One last right click from Seshid, but he will not be able to get the kill. Codigo salving up. Oh boy, it's a disaster on the bottom lane. Yourselves look like he wanted to come back in, but rightfully backs off because he probably would have died as well if he had gone in. As Sword brings down Tom Crowley on the top lane. This Enchantress is definitely not having the best day, but it looks like Sword took a lot of damage, so potentially either a bait, false sense of security, or a potential misplay on his part. Either way, Hate now takes a charge. They've also got a magic missile flying out. Hate should be dead, but a Fairy Fire comes through helping him out. Nope, the long-range Desolate from yourselves is able to bring him down. Codigo gets away alive with only taking a minimal harass, but that puts 1 on the board for MPG. Luccini, though, still up with 4.
Codigo just made such a smart play. Instead of going for the early point Dark Pact, he actually went Essence Shift, which kept him alive and got him that kill in that first engagement. So really heads-up play there by the Slark.
Yeah, and it's a major point to consider Essence Shift as an early skill point. I mean, it's so good in these early aggressive maneuvers as yourselves, he takes damage from a lot, including the Shockwave. Codigo, he's got the magic wand, but it's not going to be enough. This Satyr, that was either really well timed by Luccini, recognizing that the Satyr was there, potentially going to throw a Shockwave out, or dumb luck. But that's how they got the kill right there. Fantastic.
Hey, whatever works, man.
Yeah.
Luck is better than skill sometimes.
Another pause. Another bit of connectivity issues here. As we come in about 3.5 minutes in, 2-5. Luccini leading off the board. They lost their Slark, but they yourselves has also gone down once in this game. So it's looking like at the moment.
Meanwhile, the TA is just destroying right now. 28.
Oh, of course. That's actually really surprising, considering a Zeus can last hit quite effectively with the Chain Lightning. He even's got a regeneration rune on top of him, so The
And
chain
full
lightning,
mana now. I mean, he's ready to go.
yeah. Chain lightning, I guess, not
Actually,
helping him
opts
out
for the
that much.
Yeah, second point in arc lightning actually, just to get that extra bounces.
Yeah, extra bounces,
Or
extra damage. It really helps when you're going in for those early CS. And typically, I think you want to hold off on the lightning bolt when you're against the TA because of the chance that the lightning bolt just falls upon the refraction. I mean, with a chain lightning, you can spam it out, low cooldown, burn through those charges with the static field, and hopefully be able to deal some damage to them. But for the moment, I guess lightning bolt might just be used for some vision. Seshid is hanging in close, but Fire is willing and ready. They've got the stun flying through, but it's not going to connect. Seshid, though, taking a whole lot of damage. Okay. He, I guess, had to sit there and accept it as Codigo was up
like
on the high ground. Yeah. It was no getting away from that one.
The Spectre actually going for the BMS now, realizing this is going to be a very aggressive lane. A lot of right clicks going both ways, so that's definitely a good way to go here.
Oh man, Yourselves also is very, very dead. They had the leash on him. They also go ahead and push the boulder through him as Sword is able to bring down Tom Crowley once again. There is a charge, so unless Tom Crowley can TP away, which he very well can't, then he is most certainly dead. The vision from the charge, of course, making life very difficult. He's trying to juke, but you can't juke with that extra vision, so he'll get brought down by way of Miracle, but still, he gets a one-for-one trade there. And in the end, I mean, this is keeping Spirit Breaker busy elsewhere, which means that Spirit Breaker can't help Zeus here in the mid against Fire, which is pretty important, considering Fire is dominating the CS. Actually isn't dominating anymore. Zeus is quite caught up.
And actually, with the actually retiring to the jungle, Zeus. Actually, they're both in the jungle. Wait, where's?
Yeah, TA's in
Oh, he went back to base.
her own jungle.
Oh, he's got a
TA's
soul
in
ring
the
already
jungle.
too. Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
man,
greedy,
Tom
but
Crowley.
also trying to realizing that the Enchanter's still trying to pick up creeps. So
Yeah, it's an interesting play from him. As Sword, okay, gets another kill in the top lane. Is he going to get another one? Inside,
Yeah,
might actually be a down. Oh, the flame break, it doesn't really connect, but Sword, he still gets it. He will go down to the tower, but well worth it. In the end, is able to bring down inside, and that leaves the mid wide open for Fire.
he's been playing like a madman all day. Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic plays from him in every game so far.
8 now in a bit of trouble in the bottom. Miracle, Yourselves are both down there. But Codigo is constantly waiting in the wings. Now they've got support from Matthew. And Miracle should be dead here. They actually get the stun off on Seshid with the boulder, who seems to be having a little bit of issues wondering where he's going. I'm thinking maybe a little some lag coming through there. But in the end, I mean, they get a kill onto the Spirit Breaker. Another pause comes through, this time for Matthew on Luccini. So both teams seem to be having some issues.
And actually, the Witch Doctor in that fight had Voodoo Restoration for about 300 of his of mana points. Like, he's just keeping the Slark going, which was absolutely huge. Because he already used his stick, so he was really, really relying on the Witch Doctor to keep him upright during that last team fight. So
Yeah, Voodoo Restoration is disgusting early on. I mean, it
Very-
cuts his
very
mana
good.
pool, as you said. Hate can't quite cast anything else, which Paralyzing Cask is really strong for him, but he's going to have a Soul Ring out very soon, which will help a lot, because one Soul Ring proc, that should give him enough mana, yeah, for a Paralyzing Cask. So each and every time, if he wants to use it, just got to wait for the Soul Ring cooldown. As Tom Crowley just kind of waiting for his for the sword to catch up to him. Now, I don't even know what's happening anymore, but Hate will
I
bring
told
down
you, get your
Seshid.
camera hand ready.
Yeah.
Every lane's gonna be just crazy, and Charge actually going down to Hate, so might see a little bit more, but I
I
don't
don't
think
know
he's
if he
gonna
completes
dive
this
the tower
one. I don't think he does. I don't think he should complete this one. Looks like they're gearing in for Yourselves. They're going to go for... Okay, thank God. Okay, he stops it at the last second in the river. Meanwhile, Fire will bring down inside in the mid lane.
Double
I-
D.
I don't even know anymore, man. I mean, I knew this would happen. I knew the TA could pull that off, but... Man, I just was not expecting. Seshid comes
Surprised
in.
it took that long, honestly.
Yep, the charge comes through. They've got the dust, but I don't think Fire cares. Okay, maybe he does care. The magic missile hurts quite a bit as now he just tries to walk away, but the bash from Miracle. Still, Fire is surviving. Needs 3 more seconds before he's able to pop out the refraction, but is not able to do it. Matthew comes in just a second too late, but he's able to pick up the return kill on the session. Of course, Miracle gets himself away alive. Inside will come back and pick up the tab with some of the farm. And that will be that for now. Maybe not, as Matthew makes his way around the bend.
Everyone's got to play so much more fearful now. Batrider already has a Blink Dagger online.
Oh boy.
It's on this way on the Courier. It's absolutely ridiculous. 5 and 2. Been all by his lonesome, but he's just making so many this here. 8-minute Blink Dagger. Unbelievable. And a smoke ready, so he's good to go. They're going to Zeus.
Oh man, they find yourself with only 1 creep. The bounces from the Paralyzing Cask are troublesome. But Codigo goes down without his level 6. He was so close to it too. Needed 1 more creep. And now, hey, Tom Crowley's going to chase him down and bring him down with some impetus. Stands over the body, drops his boots, drops everything, and walks away. Okay, there we go.
If only Enchantress had a taunt, right? Just to seal the deal.
That was a taunt, but the sword is like, hey, you want to drop everything? Well, I'll come back and I'll get both of you, as he'll bring down yourselves. Now goes after Tom Crowley, but the magic missile will fly through. Crowley's waiting. Takes a bit of damage, but Codigo's there, so you don't really want to wait around too long. Session taking a lot of damage now from the Firefly, or just some straight right clicks of the sword. And now they turn onto Crowley, but the Nature's Attendant's proving to be a little difficult. Crowley healing up quite a bit, and sword will go down. Inside, helping out with that one. Codigo isn't able to bring down Crowley. Instead, has to back up by way of a side. No, he's going to turn around and go back onto the Enchantress, but now we'll finally back off. Matthew comes in, but maybe a second too late. There is additional support from Hate, too. We might see this one revamp and go again.
Spearbreaker's desperately trying to get level 6 here in the mid, but they're just going to go. TP rotations come in, too.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, they're going to go ahead and bring yourselves into this one. Fire another bash onto him. They just, okay, they actually don't even just need 1 more. They just got to hit him a couple of times. Get turn around onto yourselves, but the charge comes through. And now finally we've got Matthew helping out, but the Thunder God's Wrath is going to secure the life of Fire. Unfortunately, speaking of Fire, in comes a sword, bringing down everyone with, you guessed it, Fire. Oh boy. That was a couple of return kills they definitely needed to get after that TA goes down. 20-9 at 10 minutes into the game. I mean, how often can you boast that you got to watch a game like this? This is incredibly action-packed, but the writing on the wall shows that Luccini are pulling ahead because of this. 5,000 net worth advantage, 3,000 experience advantage. The net worth board is showing the 2 highest on Luccini's side of the field. Of course, sword, it's no mistake that this guy is on the top. And we'll be getting a little bit more as Tom Crowley goes down to the mid. Maybe didn't even need the lasso, but spends it anyway because why not?
Or just continues taking plays. No lasso, no problem. You can still make an impact here. And there goes the first Magnetize.
Yep, and inside, I mean, what do you do? What do you even do in that scenario? They're diving you past your tier 1. And your Spirit Breaker is still far away.
And the Earth Spirit is on a 5-0 kill streak.
Oh man, if this tower goes down, Fire's in a lot of trouble here. The Flame Break will push him back. They want yourselves to come in for this one, but the Refraction Shield is up. He'll pop himself in to the Mel, turns around on a Miracle, but inside's there, and they'll get the kill again on Fire. It doesn't seem like they'll be able to catch up in the net worth as him, though, as Matthew in a little bit of trouble. They've got the emphasis damage. 1 or 2 more throws, but, of course, he's got the Rolling Boulder up. Gets trapped in the trees, and dead.
This Batrider, I swear, man, he's the second time I see him use a Flame Break to stop a charge. Just such a good player.
And every single time, he's in the proximity of a kill, too. I'm surprised no one's gotten Urn of Shadows yet on this map. I mean...
Earth Spirit does, and...
Oh, well, I'm surprised no one alive has gotten Urn of Shadows.
There you go. There you go. Spirit Breaker has one, too, but he's been using them offensively and defensively, so...
Alright.
Batrider needs one, Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of implying, is maybe Batrider's the one that wants to get it, but...
9, 3, and 5 in 12 minutes is absolutely astronomical stats here.
I mean, I can see why he wants that Force Staff, Oh, yeah, I can see why he wants it as fast as possible, but he's going to go in for another kill now. This time on Miracle. They've also got a Matthew rolling in, literally rolling in, as Miracle dropping way too low. He'll go down. See? Well, actually, the undershadows on Matthew, so I guess in that scenario it doesn't really prove my point. But in the end, the 4 staff will get completed. Sword is literally decked out for the next 20 minutes. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flame breaks and fireflies and all-out tomfoolery that this Bat Rider's about to pull off.
This is a dream game for a Bat Rider. I mean, he got solo XP, got 3 solo kills, got help with a couple more. That 8-minute blink dagger, like, everything's going his way right now. And even Ursp too. 6, 1, and 8 already.
Charge comes out, it goes to the creeps. Now they've got, well, guess who's there? Sword, who swabs back Crowley. Still, they've got the parallel, the Death Ward coming out from Hate, helping a little bit with some of this damage out onto Crowley, but the Nature's Attendance is helping him up a lot. Hate now taking a lot of damage. The Thunder God's Wrath will come through, but Hate's still surviving through it all. Well, looks like Codigo will go down. So too will Hate. But Yourself has gone down earlier on. Sword might try to turn and fight this one. He's got the lasso up and ready, but you've got to be careful with Session and inside, very close. Maybe you go on to Tom Crowley now. Maybe you even go on to inside, but both of them are well and away.
The net worth is looking really scary at this moment. Bat Rider, TA, Slark, Earth Spirit, all atop the net worth chart, all in favor of Luccini. I mean, the Slark's kind of getting tactics because the rest of his team's doing so much.
Oh, man. Hate
He's got a
interrupts.
minus, so it's just a matter of time now for the Slark just to come online and just start beating people up.
Yeah. And speaking of beating people up.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, that was
1, 9, and 9.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything about that is, I mean, dove him under the tier 2 tower to get that kill. And what happens to them? Like, they just walk away. Meanwhile, Fire is soloing Roshan, which is something that he can't exactly do, so Matthew will come in and assist him with, but still, Hate will bring down Crowley, and Miracle might also be dead. Codigo is dropping low, but he'll pop himself into his Shadow Dance, and now chases down, gets the lasso off. Is there Thunder God's Wrath? There is not one available. Now it is. Codigo could be in a bit of trouble, dropping very low. They've got the Magic Missile, but he disjoints. Meanwhile, Hate dropping pretty low, but Sword's there. Session is very, very much dead. 13-31 at 15 minutes. 44 kills, almost 3 kills a minute. I mean, this is Dota right here.
How long can you stand the abuse, though? I think that's the question. I mean, I hate to be, you know, the Debbie Downer. I'm very, very optimistic for most games. At 82L, we've seen a lot of lopsided games from casting, but this is about as grim as it gets. I mean, your Spectre is just, I mean, PMS, Bracer, Juan, not looking good, man.
Yeah, Spectre is going to have a lot of issues coming out. Like, typically we see a Spectre at least having a secondary item, but only the phase boost and the PMS. That's way too cheap. Meanwhile, and Miracle is going to go for another dive onto Matthew, but Matthew is more than half HP now. He should be able to stay alive. Meanwhile, Fire has brought down yourselves. That is not good. Matthew will go ahead and bring down Miracle in a 1v1 situation. And then Fire goes right back to taking out the Roshan. Like, I mean, he took a 30-second hiatus to go get a kill and then comes right back to the Roche, gets an Aegis. And now, top lane, Tom Crowley is getting knocked down by a Slark and a Witch Doctor. However, she will survive for now. I'm not quite sure how much she can stand this one, as the Nature's Attendants will only heal her up so much. They actually don't have a stun for her, so she will get away. Well, they did have a stun for her, but it seemed like Matthew wasn't quite ready for where she was. In the end, though, I mean, MPG, they're running out of gas really quickly. And if they're not already out of gas, they're running out. And Aether Lens now completed for Sword. So if you thought that lassos were hard to hit before, yeah, now they're no longer, as Session could be in a bit of trouble here, but Miracle is the one that's actually in trouble. Getting last. No, no.
Oh, no.
No, he's on the cliff. He's going to go for the TP. Can they cancel it? Can they kill him? They will kill him. Oh, man, they lock him in. Fire will lose his Aegis Immortality, but that is all that the Radiant can say they've done so far. MPG, they're going to lose Crowley. No, they lose Session instead. Maybe still lose Crowley. Shadow Dance out onto Codigo. Nature's Attendants healing him back up. But there's lots of heroes chasing him down. Impetus out desperately on the sword, but it is not enough to get the kill. 3 down on the side of Monster PC. Meanwhile, Luccini have lost no one so far. And they're about to get themselves a tier 2 tower.
If you could not see the scoreboard or see like the KDAs for anybody, and you just look at the Vengeful Spirits item slots, and you see the double bracer, it should give you a good idea of how this game's going.
Oh yeah, when in doubt, stack bracers.
Yep, 1 in 10. It's mass or 1 in 11 is only mass bracer time.
I mean, yourselves is getting close to the drums at 18 minutes, so I mean, it's not the greatest, but if you're looking at a hero that can do a lot with a little, Spectre's one of them. My worry is that even though she can do a lot, she's not going to be able to close anyone out or get any kills, which means if she haunts in realities, you're still up against 5 to easily bring you down. It's going to rely on a brilliantly executed combo for Monster PC, complete with the Thunder God's Wrath and the Haunt, and the rest of Monster PC up taking the brunt of the damage so that maybe you can kill 1 or 2 in the process. But for right now, it doesn't seem like they entirely are able to do that. I mean, we're still at a level 8 Spectre, 18 minutes in. She's not even level 11. Meanwhile, some of the other levels on the board are, I mean, TA, Fire is level 14, Codigo's level 12. It's not looking good. Meanwhile, mid lane, Hate will go ahead and bring down Cessid. Matthew is in close for the kill on Miracle, but it's actually the Sword to get it. A couple of impetuses, and Sword is taking a lot here, but Tom Crowley got bursted down in no time at all. Now Sword is getting very aggressive here onto yourselves, who, I mean, is in a lot of trouble as inside of the backlines goes down to Fire. Yourselves himself will be short-lived for this world, so a 5-man wipe for nothing. 54 kills, 20 minutes in.
Now
Okay.
Reverse just having fun, kicking his teammates around,
Yep.
or staffing them randomly, dropping items.
I think I'm coming into your boat here where it's like, how much more of this can you take if you're Monster PC? Because still, there are some silver linings on Monster PC, but they're few and far between. Hell, there's probably only 1 or 2 of them. But I think the big one still is that you do have a combo, but the downside to that is that you have not yet executed it. And it doesn't feel like it's doing anything now that you have sort of executed it. Session, he's going to go down very quickly. Inside will also go down. Fire is just on fire. He will still fall unless they've got a Dust or Sentries or anything for him. But they do
No
not.
Zeus for 40 seconds
Courier
either.
brings out a Dust, though, but Fire will turn onto Tim Crowley. Needs one more hit. Goes up on the high ground, but it is a miss. It doesn't seem like it would have been enough to kill him anyway. Yourselves might get lasted up, but instead they bring back Crowley. They will get this kill. Everyone pretty low on Luccini, but no one really cares about it. They're just kind of going straight on in, bringing down this Rax, and there it is. 21 minutes in, after a brutal display of pure agony, the game is over. Monster PC will concede a 2-0 to Luccini, who have, again, I can't help but say they've been playing out of their minds today. So it's no surprise that they brought their A game and then some in this series. But that one was just brutal. And you called into question whether or not there might have been a little bit of tilt left over from game number 1. I can say that, yeah, there may have been some there. But whatever else wasn't there, Luccini made up for with just playing like madmen and being on top of everything.
58 kills in 21 minutes, Ted. What is going on in this world?
Not 3
That
kills
was
per minute.
Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. That being said, though, I mean, you have to tip your hat to Luccini. They, like you said, they've just been playing absolutely phenomenal. They took from the series from E-Wolves, which definitely stands to show how much they came to play. So definitely excited to see how they progress in this tournament. I'm really hoping that Monster PC can turn it around in the next few days for the rest of this group stage and make an impact here, because they have the pieces, they definitely have individual skill. Let's just kind of bring it all together, and Luccini definitely gave them a huge test today with their team cohesion and execution.
All
Good
right.
series overall, but more to come for sure.
More to come indeed. Looking forward to seeing both of these teams play as well in the future. Guys, you've been watching the Sudamerican Master 4. Tonight, your casters have been Chicago Ted, myself, at TedCast on Twitter. Snugs, where can they find you?
Wolf IV. I typically just cast Amateur 2 Dota League. So you can find me on Twitter, and I always tweet out before I go live. So
Rock on. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Come back tomorrow for more action. Joining you then will be Android and company. So, should be a couple of very fun games. Plus, the teams aren't that bad either. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching tonight. And we will catch you all next time.